Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm gonna attempt to do a gun review today. I've never done a gun review on YouTube, so hopefully I'm gonna get the stuff right. But anyway, here's the one we're gonna talk about today. This is the Taurus PT-111 G2, and I got one hand on the gun and one hand on the camera. So I'm gonna put the camera down, kind of like this. Hopefully it's okay. We're gonna do a safety check real quick. Drop the mag out. Nothing in the magazine. Lock the slide back, and as you can see, we have a clear and safe weapon. There, like that. Again, I'm holding the camera in one hand and trying to operate a gun in the other hand. Probably why I've never done a gun review before. But anyway, okay, so Taurus PT-111 G2, chambered in 9mm. It is another polymer wonder handgun. This is my fiance's everyday carry, and she really likes this gun, and I'm surprised she's letting me hold it right now. This is the gun that she likes. I like this gun. I don't mean to hesitate there by thinking that I don't like this gun, but it's it's still kind of a shock to me how much that I like this firearm right here. I'm gonna sit down. I mean, for some people, the name Taurus is somewhat of a negative. But I tell you what, man, overall, I'm going to go ahead and get to the end of the review, the conclusion of this, and then we'll talk about it. Overall, I mean, if y'all are looking for a budget pistol, budget handgun, your first handgun, maybe a truck handgun, or an everyday carry gun, man, this guy's a deal. I think it's still a deal. We've had this gun for about 2 years now. But as far as I can tell, it's still a deal, and it's still being promoted as a pretty good deal. Around Christmas time, 2016. Let's see, it's February 2017 right now. So 2-3 months ago, this gun at our local academy was being promoted. I think was on sale for $2.99, and if you bought this for a penny extra, you get like a 22 mag cowboy single action revolver for a penny. I mean, this gun is being marketed like nothing else, and I like this gun. I really do. There's just like pretty much any other firearm. There's some things that you personally think may be negative, or are just generally viewed as negative. And this one's not any exception. But for $2.99, you get a pistol that holds 12+1 of 9mm. I think it's a pretty good deal. Let's look at it real quick. It is again the Taurus Millennium PT-111 G2. As you said, it holds 12 in the magazine. Metal magazines. That's great. Double stack. Comes with 2 in the box when you get it. Some of the features that it's got on, it's got real nice texturing on the grip. Compared to sizes, get over here and get my spitter real quick. Yep. Compared to sizes of other firearms, it's about the same height wise. From slide to the end of the grip here, this dimension, as a Glock 19 or a Glock 23. If that's a firearm that you're a little bit more familiar with, I have kind of normal size hands. But it's still you're still able to get a nice firm grip on it. It has a little bit of a pinky extension on the magazine. If you like to have your pinky on there when you shoot, some people don't. Without the magazine in there, you don't have that, or I don't at least. So quote unquote flush magazine. You can get a nice firm full hand grip on there. But that texturing that's on there, man, that's real nice. For me, I have naturally clammy, sweaty hands. I really do, and that whenever I shoot this gun, it feels good in the hand. It doesn't feel like it's gonna jump out. It is somewhat of a good size weight for a 9mm. That's one thing I was a little concerned about. with my fiance, and really, anybody. A 9mm, I don't want it to be so heavy that when you fire one off, it feels like a 50 AE jumping out of your hand or something like that. So a little bit of weight goes a long way. And when we break it down, you'll see a little bit more about how the recoil is managed with this firearm. It does have the 3-dot sight system. That's nice. It is adjustable for elevation and windage right there. You got your screws on the side. There you go, for the focus in of the rear sight to adjust it. It does have a thumb safety. It is what it is. You don't have to use it, of course. She keeps it with the safety on. It's in her purse. I keep telling her don't carry firearms in your purse, but there's really nowhere else that she can carry this gun. That's why I'm looking into getting maybe a smaller 380, maybe a Glock 42, something slimmer that she can keep on her person. But women wear tight clothes and blah blah blah. I'm not going to get into that. But it is somewhat of a slim profile pistol. It kind of looks like the same thickness as a, I don't know, maybe a little bit bigger thick wise, but kind of the same kind of thickness as a M&P Shield, 9mm, or again I had to spit. Should probably spit my dip out before I do a gun review, but whatever. Same thickness as an M&P Shield 9mm. I haven't seen the M&P Shield 40s or 45s or anything like that, but it's somewhat of a slim profile. Speaking of that, it does have some nice serrations on it. Give it a nice good grip, a little bit of contouring on the slide, beveling. On the rear a little bit, it is kind of rounded off instead of blocky or glocky, as some people call it. So it looks, it looks pretty pleasing to the eye. It does have a little bit of a Picatinny round on there, so it'd be also used for a good bedside gun or nighttime gun or whatever. If you want to attach a light or a laser or whatever on there, you sure can. Up here on the top of the slide does have a loaded chamber indicator. And again, my camera is horrible, but it does say loaded when up, kind of like the Rugers. If you're familiar with the Rugers, most of their line of firearms have that loaded chamber indicator. It also has, I guess this is a safety feature. Depending if you're not going to fire this firearm forever. The size of this gun makes it kind of feel like it would be someone's everyday carry gun. It's small. It's small and compact. In between compact and a subcompact size pistol. So I don't know why you want to store this gun unless you get something to replace it. But to each his own. Anyway, what I was saying, safety feature, quote unquote, right up here. You get kind of an Allen wrench type deal tool. Gosh, spit again. You get a little tool that comes with the gun that you stick it in right there and give it a quarter turn or a half turn, something like that, and it locks the action up completely on the gun. Can't work the slide, can't work the trigger. I don't even think you can work the safety. You can't work anything on the gun. Can't release the mag. Well, maybe you still can. I don't know. I haven't really used it, but anyway, so that feature's on there. Let's see. Before we break it down, is there anything else? The trigger. We'll talk about that real quick. Maybe a positive for some people. May not bother some people, or maybe a negative for some people. The trigger for this gun is a little different. I don't want to say funky. It's just different. It's a different kind of trigger, different kind of operating system altogether. Kind of. It is. I'll show you the action of the trigger real quick. You got all that creep. That is creep. It's smooth, but it's creep. Then you hit that wall. Look how close you are to the frame of the gun right there. So you have all that, and then boom. And there's your reset. So you have a long reset, but a longer creep to actually get the action of the gun. And what's kind of unique, or another different aspect of this gun, it's got double strike capability, because there's actually a hammer that's in this gun. I think it's a hammer. I don't know. Could be wrong. Some of you guys who know a little bit more about this gun, correct me in the comments or whatever. But it does have double strike capability. Notice I didn't work the slide, and you can pull it again. And when you do that, it's like double action. It's like a double action only gun. It's harder. There's more tension on there to pull it back. Obviously, there's more tension, and there's not really that wall that you hit. It's just a lot smoother. So anyway, that's the action. I'm gonna work the slide real quick. I'll show you again. Look how easy that is. Oh, and the trigger does have that trigger blade, kind of like that Glock system right there. It will not fire if that blade is not depressed. But that's right there. That's the wall, basically. Right there. So you have all that take up, and boom. And then if the round doesn't go off, a little bit harder, and you click it again. You keep firing. You don't have to drop the mag and rack the slide and rack another one in there. You're pretty much good to go. So that's basically the outside of the gun right there. I don't believe I'm missing anything else. I don't know where that magazine ran off to. Oh, it's in there. Let's break it down, and I'll show you the inside of the gun. It breaks down very similar to a Glock. Here's the takedown leverage right here. Hopefully I can have it in view a little bit while I'm doing this. What you're gonna do? You don't have to pull the trigger, I don't think. Before you break it down, some people do. Some people break it down just like a Glock. What I do with it is I pull the tabs down. Well, release pressure on the slide first, just like a Glock. Release pressure on the slide, pull the tabs down, and then pull the trigger. And it slides right off, just like that. Alright, so take it apart here, and again I'm doing this one-handed. Before I get into it, spit brake. Alright, set the mag aside, set the slide aside. We'll take a look at the frame. First off, nothing really too out of the ordinary on the frame. You got your extractor right there, extractor or ejector. I can't remember which one that's called, honestly. I think the extractor's on the slide, so that must be your ejector right there. Yeah, your ejector, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong again. But, I'll see if I can work that hammer. You see that hammer moving right there? That's what works the striker. And you got double strike capability. Bang, 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 bang. But, you got your two rails up front, a little bit of a feed ramp in the frame, and the rest feed ramp, obviously, in the barrel. Rails in the back, right there, and right there. So, nothing really too out of the ordinary slide-wise. Looks like most of the other polymer guns out here. Let's take a look, or frame-wise, let's take a look at the slide. Here's what else helps with the recoil. You got your dual recoil spring and captured guide rod. That's similar to the newer Glocks. The Gen 4 Glocks and some Gen 3 Glocks, I guess. Like the subcompact Gen 3 Glocks have that dual recoil spring right there. So that's nice. I like that. Let's see that. Try to get him to stay on top of the frame right there because I'm on my bed. Don't want any oil going on my bed sheets. But in the barrel, stainless barrel. It's feed ramp right there. Nothing really too out of the ordinary. Firing pin block. There's your striker right there. Looks pretty much just like all the other polymer wonder guns that we've all been so accustomed to. See if I can get this back in with one hand. This will be interesting. Again, it's seated in there. I guess it did. There we go. Alright, now I know I can't put it back on one-handed, so bear with me a second. Getting back on here. Goes right back on, just like any other pistol. And there we go. I think this gun's a win. I like it. I really do like it. It comes with 2 mags. Comes in a cardboard case, no plastic case. Very similar, to the M&P Shield. Kind of, it's probably a little bit thicker than that, obviously, because it's double stack, but more similar to the Glock 19 in the 9mm family, quote unquote, of pistols. So if you have a holster, obviously not like a Phobos holster or anything like that, but a leather holster or a cloth holster for a Glock 19, I believe this one will fit in here. The holster that she keeps it in is just this guy right here, this cheapy Walmart Black Hawk holster. Sometimes I borrow it if I'm going hunting. The holster, not the gun. She keeps her gun. But for my pistol, and I have a Glock 27, so it fits in there. So the Glock 26, that'd be the 9mm version of the size of Glock that I have. That fits in here. That one fits in here. So pretty universal, I guess. Got to show that. Yeah, buddy. Anyway, so that's the Taurus PT 111 G2. Again, a budget-priced pistol with some what I think some nice high-dollar features on here. I really like this gun. Like I said, if you're looking for maybe your first pistol, and can't afford a Glock 19 or a Glock 17 or something like that, this is a good option to go with. I've seen them pretty much everywhere. I see them at Academy. I see them at gun shops around town. Bass Pro has them. Our Dick's, I don't think Dick's anywhere carries handguns. Maybe they do. I don't know. We don't have Cabela's, but they're out there, and I think they're still fairly inexpensive as far as quality handguns go. Yeah, you can spend less money and get a high point or something like that. Spit break. You can spend $120, $150 and get a high point or a Jimenez or a Phoenix Arms or something like that. But for a little bit more money for a brand new pistol, dude, go with the Taurus. We did have a couple bobbles with this one. I think it could have been ammo related. It is rated plus P, by the way. So I think it was somewhat ammo related, or maybe just breaking it in. We had the Hornady critical duty or critical defense, one of those two rounds. But anyway, they were the round, the hollow points that had the little rubber ball on there. Those kept getting stuck on the feed ramp. The gun was kind of left in action, kind of like this, a little bit. So a little wrap on the back, and it went back into action. And what she keeps in there is what I keep in mine, only in different caliber. I like these guys right here. These are Colt solid copper hollow points. Obviously 9mm, but they're made by Colt. Solid copper hollow points. I really like them. There's reviews out there on those rounds as well. Yeah, I really like this gun. Even though it is a Taurus, never owned a Taurus before. The brand might be a negative thing for you, but there's a lot of other good reviews out there on YouTube on this gun. And if you're looking for your first pistol, another pistol, maybe your first 9mm, this is the way to go, I think. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.